What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this 2v2 video, we're going to be doing 2 games as well as 1 replay review, so let's get right into it. Here we are in the first game of the video, game number 1. Going to soft G here. Don't play that fast, just try to buy teammate time. Gonna rotate back, kind of be in a position, instead of like being back post, I'd rather be front post, it's just a little bit easier to work with. But it does get there in time. Need to rotate myself out of the play. Great cut by teammate. Shortcut that chow. Try to pop it in a way that's set like easily predictable for my teammate. Nice shot, man. And you see how like, thanks, man. So it's about the position, right? You go for the high percentage pass play that's easier for your teammate, just gives your teammate an opportunity, and then you're already rotating up. So you want to be thinking about not just shooting every time. If you can make a shot, just go for it, right? But if you can make a passing play that's high percentage and that puts your teammate in a better position, then go for that too. That was definitely, I'm not gonna lie, that was a super naked play there. That's funny. Try to put pressure on the play. Unfortunately, I do miss. Grab this pad lane here. Ah, that's my fault. Woo! No worries. That's my fault, man. That's kind of a rough one too. I got a really bad takeoff. I ended up like taking off downward, and I had to correct that. Honestly, didn't have to use the as you're seeing me press the gas button there. That's what actually kind of fucked me up. Just take time. Put more pressure. Grab that corner boost just to keep him in a bad spot. Force the high flick. Teammate should be able to cover. Nice, he does. I'm going to rotate back behind. Looks like first man's not going to challenge. That's actually favorable for us, so I'm going to wait for his touch. Go for bump play. Rotate to a good spot. Oh, I fucking missed that, dude. Don't play that fast. Hit the bump on him. Teammate should be able to have a free ball. No, that's unfortunate. No worries, man. I tried to make that a little easier for him so that way I get the bump, but I didn't realize he was also committing for that play. Yeah, he was going for like a really risky ceiling commit. That's fine. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. That's a little too much power there. Nice. Teammate wants to cut, that's fine. Still had to play it, but he has something that works. Oh, I shouldn't be committing there. That's 100% on me. Gotta take time here. That's actually favorable. That goes to an open space that my teammate can then cover. Opponent's gonna miss. Try to put that in the center, like a center position. Come across this pad lane here. Here, just kind of cover for an immediate shot. There's no shot, but just in the off chance that the opponent does early child that. Actually doing okay, despite being down a goal. Try to cover for the other angle. Didn't get there, so I'm just gonna put myself in a better spot here. Okay, that's fine. It's actually a really good cut. Oh, that's a great pressure play. That's a great pressure play by my teammate there. Going for the bump. Yeah, that's a huge bump. It doesn't, you don't really notice it right away, but just the way you make the dude awkward, that's all it needed. Let's go, dude. He trolled. He trolled so hard, bro. Yeah, actually super trolled. GG. Hey, same teammate. Nice. Not ideal. I wanted to get him back left. Can't safely challenge. Oh, he just misses. It's kind of challengeable. Hey, nice. Good beat there. I'm glad he was there. I go for the 50 there, try to force a play, and then he stays committed. That's excellent. We will take that. It's a good start. It's like the last game. What's actually... let's cheat up a little bit here. Oh, I think all of us kind of 50'd into that. Oh, he missed. Gotta be in a recovered position. Is that just it too? Oh, I was gonna say. I can't really commit to this safely, and they missed too. Damn. Well, I think that might be the fastest game I've played in a while. Okay, dude. Okay, so we're gonna do that third game because obviously that that second game was not really is that just it? Chester! Nice shot, man. I will actually soft to your left here, I'm thinking. Okay. Well, I don't even need to play. Do I even need to play? Well, rotate back. Force the early shot. It's easy for a teammate to work with. Focus on quick recovery. Grab this pad lane here and here, and then come across here. Nice, good cut by teammate. Imagines pressure for a bump. Put that fast. Nice, good setup by teammate. Gonna rotate to a good spot. Grab this mid boost here. Teammates in a decent spot. I'm trying to read who's going to go. They actually bring that back. I'm going to leave that mid boost. I'm going to grab pads behind teammate. Be in a good spot here. Ooh, it's going to bounce kind of awkwardly. That's a great beat. Try to be mid just in case teammates able to get there. Oh, he trolled. Did he own goal? He did not. I'll rotate back. I'd rather let teammate get this one. Oh, and he pops it. That's actually lucky. I mean, fortunately, I was covering the immediate shot, but still. Grab these pads. Can't safely go. Ah, that is super poor channel. Gonna rip a shot towards their net. Rotate myself through. That bump is actually really unfortunate. The opponent was in such a terrible position, and I was in a bad position because I didn't really like rotate myself. All good though. Try to cover for the cut. Got to get a flick there, unfortunately just didn't get it. Try to get that touch. I went for the delay flip there just to try to like buy myself a better position to work with before I actually commit the flip. Be aware of the opponent. They're kind of holding up the net. Ah, it's just a great shot. You just gotta tip it. You just gotta tip it. Gets the ceiling shot. Nice. Well done. Gotta give him back left. Oh, good. Oh. That is absolutely oopsies. Oh my god, dude. The one shenanigans, or the 2v2 shenanigans continue. Wow. Okay, so here we are in the replay portion of the video. This is a really unfortunate loss. Spoiler, unfortunately we did lose this one. It was sad. We got ourselves into some weird positions. Unfortunately, we got a little too awkward in some of the rotations. That's on kind of both of us. There were definitely moments we just weren't kind of connecting as teammates, and that's fine. Sometimes, sometimes, a lot of the time, that's gonna happen. They just plays for 50. Yeah, those plays, unfortunately, this is their first goal. This was kind of just a really forced play. I had to go here as first man. There's not a lot of options really, because the way it's bouncing, it bounces really high up. Fortunately, just can't really get there in time. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah, unfortunately, this game we also had some open nets. Like, there was just weirdness with a lot of rotations. I was just trying to figure out how the teammate wanted to rotate. There was just a lot of rotations that just did not make sense at all. Like, team was in a position that they could have challenged this. Even here, like, they could have challenged. Just like the opponent had 0 boost, he had boost, he could definitely play this. and the force of the play, I was like, okay, well now it's kind of forcing me to play. And then he plays here, like he plays directly behind me in that position, like knowing that I had to like cover this play, which made no sense. I was like, okay. That was like first of quite a few moments. Unfortunately, doesn't get enough power on the shot there to make it a goal, which is, you know, all good and still shot pressure. Here, just trying to force the opponent to kind of pop it to a place that's safe for me. Teammate puts himself in a weird spot. You can see from his perspective. So he gets beat here. That's fine. He rotates out afterwards once he was awkward. That's fine. Here, I'm just trying to cover. I get bumped, but I'm still in a good spot. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to take time. I'm not going to flip around a lot. I'm just going to take my time. Tried to shoot it to the left because their momentum was pushing him in a way that I felt like that would have worked. Unfortunately, it did not. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to come across here. This definitely was awkward here. And then I am able to kind of just rip a shot on net, get a goal. So I'm like, okay, we get our lead. That's good, but we need to hold it. And usually in these games where you're just not syncing up with a teammate or things are kind of weird with them, unfortunately, it's just kind of like, it's a lot harder to do that. So here I'm just like trying to watch for bumps. The opponents did a lot of bump plays. Like they were trying to put a lot of bump pressure. So it's really hard. Unfortunately, like here, I make a bad 50. This is kind of just awkward here. Like, it's not a good 50 against somebody who's going to be first man here. Like, getting the boost and then just letting them get the touch, honestly, they would have just rolled through our corner. It would have actually been safer, not popping into the midpoint. So that's where my mistake was in that particular, like, moment. Here, I see second man's already covering, so I'm like, I have to kind of cover. He misses as well. A lot of, like, awkwardness this game, as I said. This game was just full of awkwardness from our team. Team has like the most open net. Let me see from his perspective. Maybe this is a little more awkward. Yeah, he just jumps way too early. And he, instead of like coming up from the left and having an angle, he just like tries to do it from center. That's why it was a lot harder. That was like one of the main open net misses. And at that point I was like, okay, well that's not good because we kind of needed that goal, but fair enough. Now, if we all miss open nets, I'm not gonna like bust his balls over it. And we all missed shots that we shouldn't miss. Here I'm like, okay, well instead of booming it, I might take time, and then just go for the quick tap shot. I'm just trying to put that again, shot pressure, you know, forgetting how to rotate, or rather, just forgetting how to recover. Trying to dodge bumps as well. So I'm like, okay, take time, front post. You see, I'm like, it's a common mistake that people will just creep past front post in a play where it's not really certain that they'll actually be in a safe position, meaning like the play is actually not necessarily going to be moving forward out of their corner space. So what happens is like if you creep forward and the play starts to go forward a bit, but then second man here pops the ball over, if you're like over here and you're like way too pushed up, that ball can just sail right over you, and now you have a super awkward save. But staying back, you give yourself a moment to also analyze the situation. You have vision of the field, you vision of what's going on with the opponents and your teammate. And then you can kind of make adjustments from there. So try to be in a habit of like putting yourself in positions where you can read plays. You'll oftentimes be in a good spot. Here I had to dodge a bump because the opponent goes for a really like late bump play. It just makes me super awkward. Again, it's kind of unfortunate. It's like a forced 1v2 situation. Once the teammate kind of goes for the pinch play here, loses the play here, and then it's kind of like a forced and rough 1v1. Rather 1v1 technically in this case, but it's a really not well-timed 1v1, because favorable 1v1s where you can play offensively, that's nice. Unfavorable 1v1s defensively are situations like that where you're forced into a bad position and now you're trying to play off that bad position, which leaves you with minimal options. Here, just trying to at least do decent with the kickoff there. I'm like, okay, grab this boost, be in a good spot, cover wide, almost own goal because of trying to rotate back, unfortunately, so okay. Here, just trying to like get forward touch, force a bomb. Opponent does a good job staying grounded, which is fair. So here, like, okay, that shot's off, but teammate's awkward, then I got even more awkward from his awkwardness. So I was like, well, this is fucking great. We're doing fantastic right now. It's like, okay, well, let's just keep trying, I guess. We'll just keep figuring it out. This definitely was also, like, once again, you see, like, another forced defensive situation with the possession play. Not always ideal. Really, in those situations, here, trying to just grab the boost so that way it was harder for the opponent to be able to do much with it. I get ready to go here, but teammate commits to a jump, as does Fizz, where they kind of bumped into each other. And I had to just like, okay, well, let me just clear this out. I go for this mid boost here. I didn't realize the teammate was going for this. Let me see from his perspective, because this was probably my mistake here. You know, that was my mistake. I cut rotation. I went back for boost. Yeah, that was my mistake. I could have put pressure on the play, and he would have been in position to follow it up. And this, he saves the play here, so that was definitely my mistake. Here, so it's like just playing second, just being aware. Does a good job, almost getting the cut. Unfortunately, of all places for me to pop the ball, I end up actually popping it into the opponent, which is ideally for them. It's ideal for them. It's not good for you because they're literally just giving them free possession. So here, trying to just make sure the ball's safe in the corner. I do get bumped, unfortunately, which is, you know, is what it is. But still, my objective that play was met, which was to try to force the ball into a space that was more dangerous for the opponent. Here, grab the corner boost. Teammate does get bumped, unfortunately. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to play aggressive here. Do get another bump. And then get set up here. I'm like, okay, this works. This next play becomes awkward because I have a play to work with, and teammate, instead of using his flip to get out of the way, he just doesn't use his flip and instead just drops directly onto where the play was going to be going. So I was like, okay, that's fantastic. And now this hilarious exchange of whoop whoop, like this with some power, with a little bit of power of editing, you would just put the I can't remember the name of it, but it was essentially, it was like the da 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 da, like you put that on. That's what you would put on. Like, all of us just missing that fucking play was actually comedy, dude. Like, in that moment, I got a good chuckle out of it, because I was like, wow, we're all just like going around the ball, and just like, I don't want it. No, after you. No, after you. So he bumps me here. I try to go for the flick shot. Ideally, I could have probably gotten a little bit more control to like cut it right and then go for the flick. It's just, it was low time and awkward, so it's kind of hard situation to kind of work with. Go for this play, teammate's kind of out of the play, and at this point we lose. So overall, good video though. Some mistakes, unfortunately, just kind of awkwardness kind of created by just weird rotations, and neither of us were on the same page. You know, sometimes that can happen when one of us makes a rotation mistake, you know, and the other one can make a rotational mistake after or later in the game. And that's normal, it happens. But we didn't really make the right adjustments. And sometimes it's difficult to make those adjustments. Sometimes it's a mental adjustment. Sometimes it's a physical or like a rotational adjustment or mechanical adjustment. Just little things, you know, but all good though. You know, it's definitely an instructive, definitely fun recording though. Definitely some good games. Definitely, I felt like I've learned a bit too about some of the awareness components, and also just making sure I'm trying to reinforce generally good habits. That being said, if you want me to replay review your games, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Speed D Man out.